Hit cut on. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's out there doing good today, making moves, getting you some fucking money in that empty ass bank account I know you got out there. Today, I'm gonna be showing y'all something about online. I got this thing for a really good price. I was able to talk to the seller about it. Seller made an offer. The offer was good. The seller was already selling it at a good price. I wanted to see if I could get it at a better price, and I did. Where's my fucking knife? I don't feel like getting up and getting this shit. Hold on, y'all. Oh, let me go get this shit. Alright. So, I just got home from work not too long ago, and this was here. Thankfully. If you have any guesses as to what this is before I open it, go ahead and put it in the comments. Go ahead. Tell me. I have a Zelda item inside of this box right here. What do you think it is? What can you mail this in? Oh, I don't see the box size. I can measure it, but I don't feel like measuring it. Alright. Whatever you think it is. And then, after I unbox it, I'm going to show you the reason why I bought this shit in the first goddamn place. Okay? I'll show you why I even gave a fuck to get this. Because it wasn't money I was planning on spending. I was planning on investing it, multiplying it, and we're still kind of doing that. We're still kind of doing that. Go ahead and put this blade away. I do not want it near this item any more than it already has been. Oh, thankfully, I'll move the knife away. Oh, boy. Oh, man. That's cool. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That looks nice. What do you think it is? Holy shit. You see the way it glistens in the light? It's because it's fucking sealed. Sealed. I'm watching some Asmongold in the background, so I can be putting some more light on my face. Sorry that reflection is so bad, but you can still see it's really shiny. I got The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, manga series, sealed box set, volumes 1 through 11. Yo. Now, I was pretty sure, but I want to verify that these things are the same. Nice handle up here. And then even the part that's not covered in plastic is in good shape. Man, this thing is in great condition. Oh my god. I got this thing for about half the cost of what most of the other taking prices were that I saw. I saw this thing. I saw it easily selling for 120 bucks. A safe 140. I bought it for $70.36 after taxes. I paid 65 shipping and tax. And still got this bitch at $70. Now, what made me even interested at all in purchasing a manga, nevertheless, a Zelda manga? If you'd have told me, like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, that I would be interested, that I would be spending my own money on a Zelda manga, I'd have told you to shut the fuck up, and I wouldn't have believed you at all. Because this is new to me. Being into Zelda is kind of new to me. Uh, I've, you can see his face in there. Oh, that's hilarious. Um, my Zelda journey technically started whenever I was a kid, maybe 7 to 8 years old, 6 to 8 years old, somewhere in that range. And my father was emulating Link to the Past on his laptop. And he was using, mouse and keyboard, and he was playing it. And I would occasionally watch him play things on his computers. Um, Sometimes I would play them. One of those things being like StarCraft. Loved it. I still love it to this day. Um, so occasionally he would pick up and play games on there that I would also enjoy. So one day, he's playing A Link to the Past, and I'm fairly certain that it had to be towards the beginning of the game, because I think I remember it being dark, and he was by the castle on the right side of the castle, um, over there where the entrance is at, and I was just walking around over there, cutting grass and fighting some of the enemies in the area, and I enjoyed it, but I was just having a hard time playing because I was just trying to figure out the controls and shit, and I was a fucking kid. There's a lot of reading in that game, and I was not reading at that level at that age, okay? So, more than 20 years goes by, and I'm at work one day. It's a regular day, and then Nintendo drops the trailer for Tears of the Kingdom. And I watched it just out of curiosity. It was a game trailer, and I watch a lot of game trailers. It doesn't hurt to watch a trailer. And I wasn't doing anything. I was at work, not working. Okay, and I was at work, not working, and I watched it. I really liked it, and it got me heavily curious deeply interested in the game. So I think a few hours later, maybe a few days later, not too long after that, in my head, I feel like I remember it being like almost immediately after that, um, is where they were showing off almost like a gameplay demo where I forget his name. I know that they have names, but I can't remember them, and I would have a really hard time pronouncing them. Um, the guy gets up there on my screen, and he's sh- showing some of the gameplay mechanics, the combat mechanics, and as he's showing them and explaining them, and doing a verbal comparison to them and their performance compared to Breath of the Wild, it started making me get curious about Breath of the Wild. I had heard about it. I know that there were some people who were really horny for that shit, but I didn't know. I had never seen any gameplay or anything like that. I had maybe seen a few promotional photos, maybe like a poster in GameStop when I was in there once, and that was about it. I had my coworker at the time, who is a subscriber to the channel. Shout out to you. You know who you are. I won't dox you though. Uh, I knew that he was really into Breath of the Wild, so it had got brought up in previous conversations. So I just kind of casually mentioned like, hey, this trailer just got dropped for I guess what's part 2 to Breath of the Wild, and then started talking about the comparisons that I was seeing, and he was really interested, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds okay, yeah," but and he loved the game, so he was all over the trailer whenever he seen it, and but whenever like I was telling him about it, he was like, "Uh huh, yeah," and then he's sitting there, looking it up on his phone and shit, but he starts talking about it, and as we're talking about the game, I kind of had a few questions, and he was able to answer them in a way to where he wasn't giving out like serious heavy game spoilers, but giving me enough of an answer to make me positively inquire about more, or make me want to pick up the game and find out some shit for myself, experience a thing or two for myself. So played it, tried it, played it, loved it. Took me forever to get past the Great Plateau because I picked it up and put it down and didn't come back to it for a while. So I was really, really lost whenever I picked it back up and was just like, what the fuck? Not a bad place to be, but I had forgot that I even saw a big bright light like at the very beginning of the game, um, and whatnot. So played Breath of the Wild, loved it. Tears of the Kingdom, loved it. Breath of the Wild got me into the whole series. I was exposed to it with Link to the Past. I liked it. I liked the music and the art style for Link to the Past. But I loved so much more about Breath of the Wild. Um, which then got me to play the Minish Cap, Skyward Sword, Echoes of Wisdom, and it's been a lot of fun. So it's got me into collecting Zelda stuff in general. So this sealed item, love it. You will have to pry it from my cold, dead hands. It does mean that if I want to actually read this, I'm gonna have to buy another one. Or look it up on YouTube or something. And I thought about doing that. I thought about just finding a way to consume the content for free. I thought about it, right? We live in the 21st century. The fucking internet is out there, and it should be easily doable with a couple pushes of just a few buttons, okay? And as the future goes on, you'll be able to do that with less button pressing, by the way. to no button pressing. Uh, what else do I have that I can show you? Oh yeah, I also recently picked up this guy that I put in the thumbnail. He was just chilling over there, so that's why he's in the thumbnail. I just picked him up to take a photo real quick. I got me an ocarina. Yeah, I'm gonna learn how to play this bitch at some point. So I got the ocarina. I don't have the stand for it, which is okay. You wouldn't believe the price I paid for this if I told it to you. You wouldn't believe the price I paid for this if I had a receipt to show you. I bought this from a private seller. Okay? But I got this shit for damn near free. I was not looking to spend no money. But it was so little money, I was like, fuck it, I'll take it out of my lunch money. And I got the music book. The music book. Yeah. So we're gonna figure that out. I also picked up another sealed Zelda item. Let's see. Where did I put it? It's gotta be in here. Oh yeah, it's over here. To the best of my knowledge, this pin was a pre-order exclusive for Tears of the Kingdom. Check out that seal. Still sealed. Okay. Got it at a great price. At a steal of a price. And it's so cool. That Master Sword is really cool. I probably won't leave it sealed forever. Not this one. I'll be okay with taking it out of there and wearing it because I doubt that it's gonna get easily hurt or anything. And that's a really cool piece to show off. It'd be a nice conversation starter. I would like to wear that at some sort of a business event. See if that helped start any conversations. So, when it comes to collecting Zelda items, sure, it's a collectible, but why did I even give a shit to buy a manga? Well, set these guys. We'll babysit these for just a moment. I was shopping online. And I came across a vintage Zelda item. Look at my Martian. Isn't he so cool? I picked up a vintage Zelda item that I really enjoyed. And I got the 1993 version. There are some out there of these that you can find for like $5 or so. Not this one. There's a second edition, I guess is the proper term, of this book, and it has different art on the front of it. I really like this art. It continues on to the back. So to me, it was worth it to get an original copy of this bad boy. Ooh, that's coming out good. This corner had a lot of wear on it and it was kind of sticking up. So I've had a flat book sitting on it and it's already started to greatly flatten it out. I love that. Ah, that's so good. Okay. But this book from 1993 and I picked it up 30 30 some years later after it was released inspired me to want to get this book. I enjoyed this manga so much. I've never read a manga. I would never think that I would like a manga. I'm not a I'm not someone who sits down and reads mangas. It's just not me. I might enjoy a comic and those aren't incredibly different. Um they have their differences, their differentiators, but they're not so wildly different that someone who enjoys comics couldn't go and enjoy a manga. Um Shout out to Riververse Comics, by the way. This is their studio shirt for their animation studio. Really, I love this shirt too. Fuck. I have so much cool stuff. I like to remind myself of that whenever I feel down about other things. I have so much cool stuff that sometimes other shit just doesn't matter. But, hands on Zelda? No. Hold on, let me be an iPad kid real quick and find a different video to have in the background. Yeah, of course, you're bitching about Helldivers 2. It's bro, it's put out by an indie studio, bro. You gotta let them do their thing. If you really want them to change that much, if you think that you have so many great fucking ideas for Helldivers 2, bro, fill out an application for them. I would love to see great ideas for them come to life. But you just sitting there bitching about it isn't going to be what brings that up. Here we go. I listen to my homeboy's music. Alright, so originally I would have been totally okay with just taking a photo of the Twilight Princess manga, uploading it to social media, and showing it off that way. But I wanted to do a unboxing in a live stream, and I figured that it'd be worth it because I only get so many YouTube notifications for my videos post uploads in a day. So I had to say, is it really worth it to do a 5 minute unboxing on live of this? And I said, well, I can talk about, why did I buy this in the first place? And I hadn't yet shown off this guy. I loved this so much. It really fascinated me that as I was reading it, I'm watching Link do and go through things in here. This is a similar moment. Let's not show that one. Give me just a moment, y'all. There's a moment in here that I should be able to find. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. Okay. So, the story in the manga is a little bit different. It's just slightly different than the original story from the game. So it's not beat for beat identical to the story in the game. And they put that disclaimer in the end of the book that, it stays true overall, in general, to the story. There's a few new characters that are exclusive to the manga version to help it better fit the medium of a manga while staying true to what the story is and should be and everything. But it was in this moment down here, while Link is trying to rest by this tree, I wanted to give him a cup of water. Reading the book and getting to this point in it really made me feel something for Link. I wanted to go to my kitchen and get this nigga a cup of water so bad, but I couldn't, and I know that I can't. But the point is that it made me feel things, and I was expecting to just read it and like it, and I would have been completely happy with my purchase. But it made me feel things. So I'm very glad that I purchased this book to make me want to go out and get these books. But because I liked that one so much, I really want that experience again. So I'm going to buy not these games. I'm going to go ahead and buy these books again, unsealed, opened, used, and all that, so that way these can stay sealed. But I really want the full experience of holding it, going through the pages, being able to hold the book closer when I look at some art, and I really want to get up there and see the detail of whatever it is that I'm fascinated by in that panel. I super enjoy that. And for my people who are here right now, let me show you something. I have not shown this to other people yet. I don't think I've let the internet know that I have it. Fuck it, maybe I'll read one of these right now. These guys. Whenever I was a child, they used to put these in the newspaper, and then they would throw a newspaper at your house. You'd go outside, and there'd be one of these in the driveway, rolled up in a newspaper. So, I had a few of them as a kid, and I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them very much. I always kept the ones that I had, so I have some original copies in... I have some original copies in a storage unit. These are like reprints. This is the collectible series, but I still have them. And there he goes. There he goes, that guy. There he goes. That's one of my favorite villains right there, bro. Let's see, who done? Oh shit, I did have a meeting. It's okay. I did have a meeting, but I'm remembering I'm having a meeting because the person I'm having it with is canceling the meeting. Perfect. Cool. All right. So, yeah, I love these. Really enjoyed them. Boy, Sandman. This one was cool. I liked this one. This one was funny to me. And this one had a hook in it, had a cliffhanger in it that really made me want this one. I really like the both of these. 8, 9, 7, 6, 5. And then this one, I have 2 of this number 5. It's the only one that I have two of the same copy. Vulture. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, oh. Have these all been taped shut? Oh, okay. Which means this is most likely just an individual bagging and boarding it himself. Which is fine. Yeah. Really like these. And at some point, I want to take time to actually sit down and read them all. Look at that retro cover. Oh man, yes. I remember having that cover. And then some of these I just never had. That looks familiar. That looks familiar. Never had any of the ones with Electro in it. Oh, and then he makes a return. I feel like I've seen that cover art before. Man. So yeah. I don't think that I had yet shown my YouTube channel that I had that, but in the future I'm going to start a second YouTube channel that's just about my collection and the things that I'm collecting, so that way this one can just be a gaming channel, an IRL channel. I kind of wish I had my own little piece of tape to put there, but that's also just out of habit. So I had these things like packed away. Oh. I had to unpack them to get them in a spot where I can easily access them. Oh. I had to get them in a spot where I could easily access them if I actually wanted to read them, and I do. So that's done. Yeah, because I love showing people my stuff, man. Like, I feel like one of the really cool parts about collecting stuff, yes, is having it. but it's showing it off. The only reason I would want to have something that was a collectible and not tell people that I had it is if it was something that was like actively producing income for me. That's the only reason I would want to collect something and not show someone it. But most collectibles don't do that. Unless if it's a meme militia NFT, it's not doing that. For example, these trading cards. They're really cool. I like them a lot. I need to purchase the other ones that have come out since then. But that's my favorite one right there. Chadron. The nigga who beat Isom's ass. Meth Head Gary? Yeah, there's multiple cards in here, by the way. I just noticed a small detail. It doesn't say holder beware. It says beholder beware. What is a beholder? What is the difference between a holder and a beholder? A beholder is someone who sees or observes something for someone. For example, the phrase beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. It means that the perception of beauty varies from person to person. Sure. Um, Seeing something for someone. So who are we seeing these things for? Because if we hold the card, we're not holding the card, we're beholding the card. That's a interesting detail to think of. I'm gonna need to go inside of the fan group and post about that thought. It says beholder, not holder. It specifically refers to you, the customer, the holder, not as the holder, as the beholder. That's interesting. It's interesting. Beholder. Let me go ahead and post that. I'll do it live. Fuck it. I'm already live. Might as well do it live. What the hell am I looking at? Oh, poker. Damn, girl. I'm getting distracted. Alright. Let's grab this. It's funny. Alright. Let's see here. Oh shit! Hold on. We might be starting a Helldivers 2 stream here soon. We might be starting a Helldivers 2. If this stream cuts off, just know it's because I cut Helldivers on. Okay. We might be starting the Helldivers 2 stream. How did it look? Close, close, close. Close, 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 close. Uh, cool. Cool. There. Yeah, that's a really interesting thought. It's a really interesting something to catch on to, because that's a difference. There's a difference there between beholder and holder. Hmm. Um, I may have answered my own question. Sometimes you just see some shit online that just make you. Some people, man. Some fucking people. Well, alright, y'all. That's all I really wanted to do was show off a sealed item, unbox it live, say fuck it, do it live, and show y'all that link to the past manga. I guess I have a few Zelda mangas now. Got a dozen of them. 11 sealed, 1 vintage. Sounds good to me. Who knows? I'm sure that as I hold on to this and leave it sealed, not just have it, okay? Hold on to it, leave it sealed, give it a few years, give time for it to go up, for other people to break seals on other ones, and give time for some of the regular copies to fade away, get unfortunately destroyed and such. Not that I want for them to be destroyed, but that's part of it's just what happens over time. Let time go by, let the supply change, let the demand change, and I'm really curious to see what this will go up to. This could not go up $1, and I'm still doing good because of the price that I bought it at. So, yeah. Appreciate everyone who tuned in and watched it live. I appreciate everyone who watched it afterwards. I know that most of my views happen after the video's already uploaded, so I appreciate everyone who comes in and sees it afterwards. Yeah. Man. While we're talking about books, let me show you a book I like real quick. I bought this years ago and have not read it. The original trilogy. How do I show you this? This silver foil leather material. If you run your hand over it, you can feel your finger dip into it. This is so nice, and the pages have this silver lining on them. Oh my gosh, this book is so nice. I love this book. I haven't read it yet. I've read a few pages of it, of the opening for episode 4, A New Hope, and as I was reading it, I was mind blown. I was like, what the fuck? The way that it's written is extremely beautiful. I love it. I really like that I'm reading these books after seeing the movies, because after seeing the movies, I have an idea of the scale, the stakes, a visual for the characters, so I'm not having to build them in my head, and voices. I can clearly hear the characters' voices in my head. So I'm not reading a book trying to figure out what Darth Vader sounds like. I know what that iconic sound sounds like. I'm really going to enjoy being able to experience the story this way. without the technical limitations that were in place at the time of the filming of the original trilogy. I've had this since high school, y'all. There's a there's a blemish. There's a blemish. You can see where I had it in my backpack one day, and something kind of came and did that gash on the pages on the silver. But other than that, everything else looks just fine. Oh no, there's another one there from where it was in the bottom of the bag. Let's see, not the bookmark, but yeah, yeah, I see it. There it is. There it is. Oh well, that's okay. If that's the worst that it is, after all this time, for as long as I've had it, and there's a story behind this book, fuck it. Story time. I'll tell you. Long story short, I was in high school. There was a girl who liked me, who I really just, for the most part, just brushed off at the time. I would just I would just kind of smash and stop talking, and we'd start talking again if I felt like smashing again. And to get my attention one day, no, more than once, she would do this thing where she would take my stuff and hide it. So that way I would eventually have to come talk to her to figure out where my fucking shit was at. Most of the time, she had it in her possession. And I would take it from her possession when, unbeknownst to her knowledge, I would take it and it would go missing. As far as she knew. She didn't know I had it until she saw me with it the next day or something like that. So then she started hiding it in other areas in the facility. One day, I bring this to school because I was reading a lot of Star Wars books at that time. And she took it. She took it not knowing how much it cost. This wasn't this was not inexpensive, okay? Especially compared to other books, In general, is it a super high price tag? No, especially not compared to some of the other things that are on my desk right now. But in the context of books, it was pricey, it's valuable, and I love the way that it looks. Even though I haven't read the books and I've only read the first couple of paragraphs, I already know that I love it to death because I know the story, okay? She took it, she hid it, and I was removed from the school. I had to leave the school before I was able to get it back cuz she wouldn't give it back. And I couldn't find it. Years go by. Years. Years go by. And then me and that girl start talking again. We smash. And as we're having a little pillow talk session, she mentions the book. And everything changed. I was like, "You still have the book?" And she was like, "Yeah." I said, "Give it to me." She gave it to me. I took it and I left, and I've not been back since then. Thank you very much for keeping my stuff in good condition while you had it. But fuck you for never giving it back. Lick my balls. Are you fucking kidding me? Other people might joke around like that, play like that. I'm not one of those people. Okay? I will take your goddamn organs and sell them so I can go get replacement, replaced whatever it was that you fucking took. Alright? So I've had this since high school and not read it. A good chunk of that time, it was not in my possession. I have it now. I have it where I can see it because I want to get back into reading. Really want to get my mind back to where it used to be, reading wise. But yeah, I would highly encourage anyone who has seen the Star Wars films and enjoyed them and enjoyed the story to read the books. Because, in my opinion, the books are better. But it's easiest to enjoy them the most if you already have a sense of scale, uh, the stakes, voices for the characters, sounds for ships and things like that. You already know them, they're already in your head. I highly encourage you to read the books because the books are fucking phenomenal. I really don't know why more Star Wars fans don't talk about about the books of the original series. Like, yo, these are really fucking good. But, anyways, I've talked enough about it. I will holla at y'all here pretty soon. Whenever we cut on this Helldivers 2 stream, assuming I don't fall asleep before then. Hopefully I don't. But shit, you never know. Alright then, y'all. Oh, shout out to our sponsor, Nexus, a web management company, a web development company. Check them out. If y'all need a website built, managed, we do really good SEO work. Check out our sponsor for that, Nexus. And don't say I didn't tell you, okay? You can't say that there wasn't people online talking about it. Get you some skill stacker coin, STKR. Get you some of that. Let me show you what it looks like, so you know you're getting the right one. All right. Just to show you. Oh, okay. I guess I'm looking at it. Oh, I wonder if that's. Oh, okay. Okay, so get you some skill stacker coin. It's less than a penny right now. It's less than a penny right now. So whenever this circulates or so in a couple years, okay? You're gonna stab yourself in the dick for not taking $10, $100, 50 fucking dollars, and putting it on the skill stacker token. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You can take your money and fuck yourself. Okay. This is the coin. I'm looking at it on SoulScan. Do I need to turn my brightness down? I think so. No, that is way too down. What the fuck? Here we go. This is the name of it. Okay. Okay. That's the name of it. Okay. Okay. You see the addresses and shit? Alright. Hold on. I had to pull the whole thing up. There's the fool. Is it focused? Is it not focusing? It's not focusing. It is not focusing. The address for it starts with 3DFNWGL. Some of those are capitals, some of them are not. Okay. Capital D, capital F, capital G, capital L. This is what it looks like on Phantom Wallet. It's this guy right here. Yo, is my shit too bright? I cannot tell. I cannot tell. It's hard to tell from my screen because I know that the camera, the front facing camera on this one's not the greatest one. Not the greatest camera. Actually, this is probably the best way to. This is probably what I should have done. Yeah. Yeah. Get you some. Okay. Get you some. And the reason why, one of the reasons why I'm encouraging people to get that one is because I personally believe in it myself. And there's real world utility behind the coin. There's more value than just a dollar sign behind the coin. Get the coin. I promise you, in 10 years, you won't regret it. We can play this back in 10 years, and let's see what 100 of those coins would have been worth. Okay? Because you can easily go and buy 100 of those coins for $1. For $1, you can easily go in and buy 100 of those coins. More than 100. More than 100. I think it'll be a couple hundred. Sit on it for a few years. Come back to it. You have your nice little chunk of change, okay? I'm not going to tell you how many of these coins that I have. I don't feel safe going ahead and putting online how many of these coins that I have. I've probably said enough by saying that I have them and I'm an early adopter for the coin. But let's just say that if the coin's value were to just hit $1, you can suck my dick. Yeah. If the coin were to just hit $1, I'm sitting on millions. I'm pretty sure that the coin is going to skyrocket past $1. I'll be really excited when it hits a penny. I'm talking about long term. This coin, one of them, I would think could easily be worth $50, and that's being extremely conservative. Probably going to be in the neighborhood of 2,500, 2,300. That's what I see. What am I unboxing? Oh man, I unboxed it. Thanks for showing up to the stream. I greatly appreciate that. I bought the manga series for Zelda Twilight Princess, volumes 1 through 11, and it's sealed. It's the box set of them sealed. And I bought these because I picked up and really enjoyed a 1993 copy of the manga for A Link to the Past. I recently played A Link to the Past, so I knew the story. I kind of knew what would happen, but the manga version is a little bit different than the game. The game's story is like the story. This is the manga version of that story. And I really enjoyed it. I bought it thinking I'll pick it up, I'll read it, I'll like it. And I would have been happy with that. But I actually really enjoyed everything about my experience with this. So I saw online somebody selling. Oh, I didn't even get to tell that part of the story. I saw somebody selling volumes 1 through 6 online, and I was going to buy all of their stuff because they had a few other Zelda items included with that. But then I started looking around. I was like, well, how many even are there? How many are in the series? I thought that I was buying the whole series from that person. And then as I was looking how many are in the series, I found someone selling this for half the cost of what it's really worth. And it's legit, it's a real thing. I bought it from someone who is a book seller. So I bought it from someone who wasn't worried about getting every dollar possible out of this one transaction. I bought someone who just wanted to make the transaction. Someone who probably paid a little bit of money for this and was trying to get their money back and a profit. Cool, great, awesome. So we were able to agree on a really good price for this, and I'm gonna leave it sealed so it can continue to go up in value over time. And I'm just gonna have to hunt down and purchase the some physical loose copies. I saw you saw some. You said something else in here. Yeah, show me the whole chat. I always wanted to read those, dude. Yeah, like I think it's interesting. I really like the art. The storytelling was really good. Like when I read A Link to the Past, I really felt bad for Link and what he was going through in that book. I really wanted to help him out. I wanted to flurry rush some shit for him. Love getting a good deal, dude. We want to talk about getting a good deal. I had somebody come by my job today. It was someone with a bag, and it was a bag full of cologne, and it was just someone going around soliciting cologne. Um, he showed them to me, and I was interested, and I was speaking his language. I let him know that I was interested by sending him buying signals, by picking them up, smelling them, separating them into piles of what I was and wasn't interested in. And I knew that I had just gone to the bank yesterday. Y'all should check out my live stream that we did for that if you get a chance. We had a really fun adventure with that. Um, I knew that I had just put everything, most of what I had, cash wise, in the bank. So I told him, I said, "Listen, I would love to buy from you." His claim, his story, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and believe him now that everything's done. But his story was that he was trying to actually stop selling cologne. He had just got a child and was just trying to get rid of the rest of his inventory. Um, is what his story was. So I had like $18 on me, and he was like, you know, of the ones I was interested in, the one that costed the least was $35. He said, "I'll sell it to you for, I'll give you one for 35 or two for 50." And I was like, okay, I really want to buy from you, but I don't have that much with me. I pulled out the cash. I let the cash do the talking. And I said, here's what I have. I don't know if you have anything that's in this price range. He took the money, he counted it, and he said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do for you. I'll be right back. Let me go grab some. They had boxes. He said, I'll give you this one and this one for $18. When just a moment ago he said it would have costed me 50. And 50 was the deal price. Normally he would have sold me both of them for 100. But because he was trying to get rid of everything, he was offering things at below normal rates. Okay. And then he threw in this one too. I got all three of these things for $18. And I like them. I didn't just get it. But he saw me support him to the fullest of my ability. Oh, and then he asked me if I had like $5 in my Cash App that I could send to him. And I was like, hey man, listen, I'll open my Cash App for you right now, because all my money's in my bank and not in my Cash App. I was like, listen, I'll open my Cash App for you right now. I'll show you my screen. I do not have 5 to send you. I got 3 and some change. I'll send you 3. And he said, I'll take 3. So that puts me at $21. $21. I get all 3 of these bad boys. This was a tester bottle of his, but look, it's full. It's fucking full. And these smell good. And what I really like is that these are what I would categorize as summertime fragrances. And I'm gonna be outside a lot this summer, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be outside this summer. I'm gonna be fucking so many bitches this summer. It's gonna be insane. Hold on. Hold on. This is my Mario barrel, okay? It's a barrel full of condoms, okay? Those are the ones that I don't give a fuck about. I have a Donkey Kong barrel too. It is pretty full, also of condoms, but these are the fun ones. So these are ones that are flavored, or I like the design on the package. Let's see. That one's chocolate flavor for whoever gonna be looking for that. Those are the don't give a fuck. Vanilla. Yeah. So we gonna be ready. We gonna be ready for this summertime. Whenever it rolls around. Yeah. Sometimes they have cool designs on them. So, yeah. We went off on that little tangent because you mentioned liking a deal, and yeah, man, I love a deal as well. You should see. I also obtained another Zelda item that I showed earlier in the stream. It's a Tears of the Kingdom Decayed Master Sword. Pin. Still sealed, not used. From what I understand, this was a pre-order bonus. Um, yeah, dude, it's fucking dope. I love this. Uh, this was a pre-order bonus for the game. So the person who sold this didn't pay extra for it. What I paid them for it, it was all profit for them. Um, and I still got it at a steal. Uh, how much do you think I paid for it? Let me ask you. Or not how much you think I paid for it. How much would you have sold that for? You think it's dope. You think it's cool. You think it has value. What would you have sold it for? And then I'll tell you what I bought it for. But yeah, really love that someone came through with some summertime fragrances for me. Oh, I got some Cheetos. Because I needed them. I have a couple $1,000s worth of cologne, but my little brother a few years ago got kind of upset with something that I did, and he took all the nozzles. That guy right there, he took all the nozzles off my cologne. I still have them. They still smell fucking amazing. But I can't find these little guys to put on there. I know that they make little cologne bottles that you can they're like refillable bottles. I'm really not trying to do that. That's not... Bro, 50? Maybe 60? Okay. Man, I wish that the chat would just stay up. I did not see your answer. I would not have said anything if I didn't see that. 50, maybe 60. I agree. I got that thing for $15. Yeah. I got it for $15. And the guy who was selling it, he wasn't even asking half of what you're thinking. He wanted $20 for it at full price. Like his top asking price for this. His top asking price for this Decayed Master Sword that you couldn't just walk into a retail store and buy. It was a pre-order exclusive item. He wanted $20 for it, bro. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. And yeah, some seriously passive-aggressive stuff from my brother, bro. Bro, I didn't even know that it happened. So, a few years ago, I had gotten kicked out of where I was staying. I was staying with family. It's a long story. It makes me sound like a bad person saying I got kicked out. You would assume that I did something so terribly wrong. No, but we don't have to get into all that. And I came home from work one day and all my stuff was outside. So I loaded all my shit in my car and found somewhere to go. Whenever I found somewhere to go, I'm unloading my stuff, settling in, and I look at my cologne, and I was like, why does it smell so heavy? And it's because he was probably spraying some and spilling a little bit of that on the bottles as he was manhandling the nozzle. I have Versace cologne. I have some really good cologne. There was a point in time where I had a reputation for smelling nice. And then it turned into a reputation of smelling like weed. So yeah. Mm. But yeah, really good price. Yeah, no, for real, bro. For real. Mm. Seriously passive aggressive. But it's cool. Yeah, man, for real. I had to kind of take a break from it. Don't get me wrong, bro. Stoner for life. So it's stoner for life right here. But my reason for smoking and the way that I use it, not get used by it, but the way that I use it is definitely different than most other people. Um, I think, and it's nothing wrong with it. You know, a lot of people will pick it up and use it to decompress or slow down, which is totally fine. I love using it in that way as well. And there's people who need assistance with that. I'm someone who needs assistance with that. I have a really hard time leaving work mode. Just stay in work mode. Part of that comes from how long my work shifts used to be, like 14 hours, and it was hustle and bustle from start to finish. Uh, so having that external influence to help kind of tile dial back and relax helps so much. Even if it just helps me start to relax, I don't need it to take me all the way to level 10 relaxed. If it can just help me start to relax, I can take care of the rest. Okay, cool, awesome. But I really like I like meditating with it, and I like studying with it. But my method is unconventional and original. I no one taught me this. This is just something that I was doing on my own because I wanted to, and I made a method out of it. Um, I'm someone who has is a sales professional. Okay. I may not look like it right this moment because I have all my long hair coming down my face. I normally have my hair tied up and pulled back into a ponytail so I can have that kind of sleek, clean look. I like to have that look, but I like having this look too. So I get the best of both worlds. And I will occasionally invest in myself and in my career, in my skills, and I'll purchase sales courses and study with them. For someone like me who will buy something like that and use it, it's an investment. It's almost a no-brainer because if I know that I can put myself through this learning material and come out of it with an improved skill set, if it can just help me make a few more sales every month, it'll pay for itself and I'm better because of it. Awesome. Great. Cool. I will spend several hours out of my day and or out of my night going through that type of material. And what I used to do was tell myself to shut the fuck up whenever I would get tired and power push through the learning material, either to get to a stopping point or get to a point I was satisfied with. Um, I can push myself kind of hard when it comes to that stuff. I used to be an athlete, so I'm used to physically pushing myself up to and beyond my limits. So I take that same kind of mentality to mental and emotional things as well, and sales is both of those. It can be physical too, don't get me wrong, but the heart of what it is lies in both of those. So what I started doing instead is I would context. I had just purchased a $20,000 sales course, and I wanted to take it really seriously, and I really wanted to invest myself into it to change my life. And I did. And I did. That's the important part of the story. And I did. It was not a scam. It was not someone trying to get rich quick off of me. That's not at all what this was. And that's why I was okay with investing that kind of money that I did. And what I would do, these lessons would be 3 to 7 hours long. Okay, that's kind of a wide variation, but the point being, one lesson was a minimum of 3 hours. And what I would do is I would absorb as much as I could of the information, stop, pause, go outside, smoke and chill. 15, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I never found myself really feeling the need to go above 45. And I would reset. And it was effective. It was really effective. I could go from, I would catch a second wind. I would go from feeling like, okay, I'm ready to stop. I'm ready to call it a night. I'm ready to go to sleep, to, okay, I'm ready for more. I was genuinely excited and interested in the things that I was learning, so that definitely helped me want to return back to what I was doing. But where the cannabis came in is it would help me catch my second wind. It would help me mentally relax and reset and get to a point where I could go back to my to my setup and get back to learning, get back to improving myself. And I was able, I lost a lot of sleep. The price was a lot of sleep. The price was, yes, what I paid for the course, but in continued payments, I lost a lot of sleep. And whenever I would sleep, Casper has joined us. Whenever I would sleep, I would sleep for a couple hours, and it was a really deep sleep. I was out. I was passed the fuck out. But it was not in a routine. It was not in a schedule. I would fall asleep maybe at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon and not wake up until maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. And then just wake up and start doing it all again. You know, be awake for a day, maybe 2 days, and yeah, and I would just keep going. Um, but I was able to learn years, years and years worth of knowledge within a couple weeks. The amount that I was able to learn in a single day, honestly, to me was really mind blowing. Um, this program, it's it's not intended to be a short program. So to be able to get through it in a relatively short period of time was an achievement in and of itself. But it's not because I was speed running it. It's not because I was blitzing my way through it. It's because it was damn near all I did for for a short period of time. I worked and I ate. I would occasionally go to a friend's house, but that was only available during the daytime. Most of the time that I was studying was at nighttime. Um, yeah. So, hang on. Let me check. Has anyone said anything different? Because it doesn't just tell me. Yeah, no, not yet. Okay. Um, yeah. So that's what I mean by I use it different than other people. Because I can enjoy it recreationally. Nothing wrong with that. Sure, yeah, sure. Awesome, go ahead. Um, but I use it for learning and meditation. I use it to clear my mind and help me disconnect. If I do not do both of those things, I will burn out. And if I burn out, it's bad. It's bad for business, it's bad for work, it's bad for energy, it's bad for motivation, it's bad for money, it's bad for everything. A lot of the stuff that I do is seriously negatively impacted if I burn out. So it's important for me to be able to effectively disconnect and clear my mind. Now, can I do those things unassisted? Yes. But it takes such a long period of time. I would have to go on vacation to get it done. And then, even then, all it takes is me to start thinking about work. Like, oh, I'm going to be on vacation for 5 days. It'll be day 3, and I'll be sitting there thinking, I haven't worked in 3 days. What the fuck am I doing? Um, so the speed that I'm able to achieve those goals with is what makes that a must and a need for me. I did mention earlier that I took a break from that um, for multiple reasons. Um, and I do sometimes still struggle with the disconnection. But I'm also not putting myself under the same demand. I'm not demanding the same that same performance of myself right now. Um, I'm learning and getting mixed up and adventuring into other things such as stocks and crypto, um, which I'm really enjoying. I'd love to stay in chat, but I have to go. Have a good one. Hey man, I greatly appreciate that. If you want to, man, definitely subscribe. I do this all the time. I'm starting to do more in real life streams and showing myself. This is a gaming channel. I'm normally gaming on here. I'm gonna be starting a gaming stream pretty soon, actually. I was actually gonna end the stream until you started chatting, so I appreciate you coming in. All right, cool. Um, but yeah, that's what's going on with all that. So yeah, I'm not under the same stresses that I was at that point in time, where I was demanding a lot from myself, and I knew it, but I'm on a mission, and I have a purpose, and I have goals, and I want to reach them. Uh, you know, we only have, you know, of your whole life, there's only so much of that time that you actually get to try and achieve your goals that you set for yourself. You have to get to a point in life where you even fucking set them in the first place. Okay? I'm young. I like to think of myself as young, anyways. Okay, I like to think I have a long life ahead of me. I really do. I hope I do. Um, I'm young. I know what I want. I still set my goals, and I still feel like I'm on a really tight time crunch because one, just because of how ambitious everything is, but two, do you know how much of your life you spend asleep? You spend a third of your life asleep, okay? And let's be real, all right? You're not really for the average person, okay? You can find exceptions all over the place, sure. The average person isn't really an adult. 18 the alien, or 18 the earliest. You're really still a teenager, fam. You're really not an adult until you're like 20, 23. Because that's whenever, you know, the high school fame has faded away and uh, you're getting you've had a good taste of, yeah, life is about working and making money, not because that's the sole purpose to life, but because you have to provide for yourself. All right. Uh, and you're lucky if you have to provide just for yourself. You could be in the position of a provider of a household or family members and things along those lines. So when you finally, start coming around, and the average person starts saying to themselves, okay, I need to work, I need to make money, but I hate my job. What can I. Is this live about cologne? No, it's not. I was actually showing the person that was above you in the chat. I was actually showing them some cologne that I negotiated a really good deal for. I got all this cologne for $21. And it's worth more than that. And this is a cool Zelda pin that I was showing that same person too. Uh, Whenever you finally come around to, okay, I need to work, I need to make money, and I want to do something that I enjoy. I hate my job, or I hate my life, and I hate my wife, and whatever all else the fuck. Um, what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my life? Some people don't genuinely ask themselves that question until they're in their mid 30s, 40s, mid 40s, okay? Uh, so just think about that, okay? Think about that. How much of your life went by before you gave a fuck about it in that way? 15 years? Were you lucky and was it just 10 years? At 10 years old, did you know exactly what you were going to be and start working towards it? If you did, let me know. I would love to invest in whatever you're doing these days. Uh, but for the most part, no. The answer is no, right? Uh, so when you factor in the amount of time that's wasted in you getting to the point where you figure out what the fuck you want to do and set goals, those are actually two different things. Get where you want to go, all right? Because you can figure out, oh, I would like to be the owner of a company someday. Okay, great. If I could tell you every time that I heard, for example, and I use this example respectfully, but if it's insulting, it's because you know it's true. Michelle, what's up? Yo, keep your phone charged, fam. We've been doing live streams. I was like, where's the mod? I'm playing with you, and I'm glad to see that you showed up. Uh, yeah. By the time that you figure out what you want to do, that's one thing. Set goals. That's another thing, and then actually start taking steps to do that. So much time has gone by. Maybe half your life has gone by the time that you get there. It's incredibly crucial that if you're someone who has entrepreneurial aspirations and desires like myself, that the time that you spend working, that you're actually productive. A third of your life is spent asleep. The other third is spent fucking jacking off, doing things like having sex and eating and conversating. You're lucky if you're lucky if it's only a third, because that doesn't even factor in social media and the amount of time that people spend doing that. Basically, any time that's just not spent working. Okay, and I say that as whose goal is not to do all the work and every single thing myself. The goal is to delegate that to someone else and create a job for someone else to do those things, unless if it's something that's extremely unique that would require just me, right? But those things are going to be very limited. um so with that in mind, knowing that at the most at the most I might have 15 years worth of working time to achieve my goals, it completely changes the framing and the way in which I have to think about productivity and getting things done efficiently, effectively, with speed. Do you know how to work 1,000 hours in a week? Have you ever met anyone who's worked 1,000 hours in a week? I can show you a few people who have. Hmm. Hmm? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. 5 minutes? Cool. Alright, y'all. We're going to be starting the Helldivers 2 stream here in about 5 minutes or so. Uh, yeah. Are you done? Are you done? Okay. I could tell you off the top of my head at least one person who worked 1,000 hours this week. Grant Cardone. Now, there's going to be a few people who are going to say, how? How did any man work 1,000 hours in a week when there aren't even 1,000 hours in the week? Hmm. 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 Uh-huh. Okay. It's interesting. What I did was I ate my chips and had my drink. I finished my snack to give you time to finish typing out that dumbass comment. Because the people who work 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 hours a week aren't doing the work themselves. They're delegating it to others. Chick-fil-A worked 1,000 plus hours this week, boy. McDonald's did, Chase Bank, all of them. That's the way you have to see it, okay? In an hour, well, I'll just use Chick-fil-A as an example. And shout out to Chick-fil-A. I love me some Chick-fil-A. I got me a Chick-fil-A keychain to the drive-thru one time. That was pretty cool. In 1 hour, they sell... I'm just going to make up a number. These are not real Chick-fil-A statistics, okay? In 1 hour, they sell 1 million goddamn chicken sandwiches. There was not one person by themselves running back and forth between all the fucking Chick-fil-A branches to make all 1 million of these example chicken sandwiches. Chick-fil-A would rather hire a couple thousand people and buy their hour to get it done. Because if the owner, the person who had the initial initiative and mission, goals and purposes for the business, if that person can't do it, okay? It's not a one-man show kind of thing. It's just not. Okay? So the way that people are able to achieve, people who do it themselves. I'm not talking about people who inherit it from a divorce or a death or things along those lines. People who build it themselves seem like they're able to have large amounts of success in short periods of time because they take a long period of time, most likely, from what I've seen, from the people I have met, and what I've experienced. People will spend a long period of time, knowingly and unknowingly, preparing to go into a period of hyperproduction for a short period of time. Mm-hmm. If you would like to know more, if you would like part 2, leave a comment. I would love to talk more about this if I have an audience for it. But the fellas are calling. It's Helldivers 2 time, baby. We're gonna start another stream over there.